Blazer Sim Racing AMSOIL Truck Series is here at the Talladega Super Speedway in Alabama, where we are getting ready for what should be an action-packed, intense race here around the 2.66 mile mammoth. I'm looking forward to this one. I'm Joshua Copperlow. I'm joined by Jonathan Parker. John, it's going to be wild out there. But, yeah, how you doing?
I'm doing well, and yeah, this is going to be wild, like you said. This is a treacherous racetrack, not like a Darlington or Martinsville, not in that type of way, but it's treacherous because, well, it's I-95 at 200 plus mile an hour. So that's pretty scary, and some drivers love it, some drivers hate it, but it should be good for the fans.
Yeah, and, we're at 40 entries right now into this race. Any more, we could see some DNQs. We actually did have DNQs at Daytona to start off the season. Harold Tucker and Matthew Stotts were the two DNQs there. Right now, we're currently sitting to where nobody will get a DNQ. But if anybody else joins, then somebody's going to go home.
Yeah, and they got a couple minutes to come register and put that number up to 41, but that always makes qualifying a little bit more interesting. It puts it a little more pressure-filled. As far as I know, I don't think anyone's locked in. You just gotta earn your way in. So that's pretty scary because we talked about how I think we both had some DNQ experiences, but I want it selfishly, but also for these drivers. I understand how pressure-filled it is when you probably just want to come and race a Dega race.
Yeah, for some drivers, Talladega is the best chance at winning. And tonight could be the difference between making the playoffs and not. Even though there are still a few races left after this in the regular season before we will head to the playoffs. But, this could really make somebody's season postseason come alive.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, we saw that at Lime Rock Park. Tristan Maher has had a tumultuous season. Not treacherous, tumultuous season is the word I was looking for. But one race where he really looked forward to, knew he could win, really, that changes your season. Now he can go make a run for a championship. The same thing can happen tonight. Or we could see what we saw at Daytona, part-timer go out and capture a checkered flag.
Yeah, Oscar Enriquez, only race he has done this season was Daytona, and he started on the pole, won stage one, and won the race. Dominating fashion for him. But that's going to do it for practice. We're getting ready for qualifying.
The easiest qualifying session of the season. Now that we know there won't be DNQs, as far as I know.
Track temp 100 degrees Fahrenheit. Air temp 75. Wind currently blowing 16 miles an hour from the west. So you're going to have a tailwind in turns 1 and 2. And a headwind at 3 and 4. Side wind down the straightaways.
And that's something with the new weather system I hadn't even thought about. Obviously, we were here last night in the NAOR series, and we do qualifying a little different on Friday nights with single car. And I don't know if it's the weather static or not, but you could get a gust of wind here if the weather's not static, and that could be your qualifying right there. That could either make or break whether you get the pole or not. So it's not really all in your hands. And I see that when mile per hour is changing, the direction's changing a little bit. So that's something where you might just want to Pray to whatever God you believe in, and hopefully you get lucky.
Well, John, do you see any cars out on track right now in qualifying?
I know at least Justin Rod is out on track in the 79 Chevrolet.
Okay.
Also, Ryan Bogey and Dawson Allen are also out there doing their get up to speed. And I'm happy to see this name, Michael Kruger, racing here tonight. He won last time he was in this series out at New Hampshire.
Yeah, always good to see Michael Kruger in the field. Looking forward to seeing what he can do. So, currently, I have no idea what's going on.
And that's okay.
It's like the session froze on my end. Just kind of stuck at 5 minutes left on the ticker. I saw nobody out on track. I couldn't do anything, so I just exited out of the sim. And I'm going to try to get back into it. But the key word here is try.
Try. Yeah. And this is a little side note. I do see a 41st entry in Jonathan Canfield. He dropped connection, so that might affect whether he's able to do a lap or not, depending on how quickly he can get connected.
We might see lap 1 or not, depending on how quickly I can get connected.
Yeah, we gotta keep our fingers crossed here.
Because I still don't even have the option to join.
That's great. Do you have a Mardon PC? If not, I blame the PC.
Yeah, no, there's no Martin PC here.
If it was a Martin, we'd be set.
And now is the chance, I guess, if you're in the market for a PC, head to martinpc.com. Brian Haynes will get you taken care of. And the reason that I'm having issues very well could be because I don't have a Martin PC. I've got one that starts with an H and ends with a P. And right now I'm saying, oh man, this is ridiculous.
And I'll tell you what, we gotta get Brian Haynes to hook you up one of these days. I'm sure he'd be more than willing.
I still can't join this.
Well, currently at the top of the board with 20 seconds to go is Justin Rod. It's funny that I said his name. He was the first truck I laid my eyes on. And he put it at the top of the boards, which is very impressive. Traber Burns is in second. And Cody McCorkle, very good at these restrictor plate tracks. Runs out your top three. And I brought up Jonathan Canfield. He was not able to connect in time and do a lap. So, unfortunately for our good buddy Jonathan Canfield, he will not be able to race tonight.
Well, I got some good news. I am loading back into the sim. So, you know, I don't know qualifying results, but it really doesn't matter here at Talladega as far as our picks to win. So, you know what, John? Who do you have? Who is your pick to win tonight's race?
Well, Talladega is a chance to always take a little bit of more of a shot in the dark, and it's not really a shot in the dark because we've seen him win here on JCTV. But I want to see him. He deserves something good to happen to him tonight. I'm picking Josh Arnold in the number 22 machine. He's pretty good at these types of tracks. He was there at the end yesterday. Made a pretty good move to to try and win the race before the caution came out. And I think he'll carry that momentum into victory lane tonight.
I'm going to go with David Durand. David is so good at these plate races. Him and the entire Radius Racing team is so dominant at these kind of races. This is their wheelhouse. They work so well together, but I think David, he puts himself into the best positions he possibly can when it comes to the end of the races. He's won a few restrictor plate races before in this league, so I'm gonna go with David Durand to win here tonight.
That's a very, very good pick. He's had an up and down season, has a couple second place finishes. I know he finished second to his brother at Auto Club, and I think he had another one in there. And he's just kind of had an up and down season, but he's got to feel good about his chances tonight. Picking a favorite, I see.
Still loading into the sim. We were having issues. Once I said I actually was loading into the sim and decided I didn't want to load. I was able to get back into where it's loading, and now we are making progress. It is almost loaded in.
We should be able to see the green flag. They just started rolling.
Oh,
pace lap.
Boy.
It's going to be close, but we can do it.
So who is our top 10 as far as starting positions go?
So row one. Wow, I can't speak English. Pole sitter is Justin Rott. Outside of him will be Traver Burns. In row 2, we got Cody McCorkle and Nathan Fuller. Row 3, we got Donald Stern and Matthew Tolster. In row 4, we got Cameron Caldwell and David Durand. In row 10, we've got Alex Kerfan and Andrew Elias.
Well, we went all the way from row 4 to row 10, but...
Row 10, yeah, whoops.
Justin Rand, William...
You guys knew what I meant. It's okay.
Justin Rand, William Kemp make up row 6. Trying to multitask here, get you guys the visuals on screen. There we go. We might not be able to get through our whole starting grid here.
We'll get through the top 20.
Interesting. Sega Moreno, Matt Steiner, row 7. Row 8, Dalton Kelly, Tristan Maher, Michael Walls, Michael Kruger. Row 9, Matthew Stotts, Brett Bennett make up row 10. They're heading through 3 and 4. So we're going to go ahead and leave it at that, the way it is.
I didn't want to make it seem like my pick was a long shot. I don't think Josh Reynolds should be a long shot, especially at these restricted plate tracks. Expect him to see him up front.
So we are getting ready for 94 laps here at Talladega Superspeedway. Stage is going to be at lap 30. The field in the hands of Justin Rott, who on track is a 76, showing us a 79. Green flag is in the air. We're underway here at Talladega. See some drivers dropping to the back, but meanwhile it is Traver Burns going to take the lead with help from Nathan Fuller. Burns drops down in front of Rott.
Looked like a lot of the Radius crew, they tend to do this at the late tracks, and it works for them. Man, I'm sure you saw it last night. I don't think it mattered where the hell I was just in the crash.
It's like that sometimes at these kind of races. Ethan Fonseca Moreno making it 3 wide. He's all the way up top.
This is not waiting either. He's going straight to the front. I knew he would try to do that. He's got ants in his pants. He can't just sit in the back. Kruger on the apron there.
Fuller was able to find a hole. I was going to say he's in the sucker hole. Moreno and Walls, they moved down to the inside line, and we are 3 wide for third. And that is Matthew Tolster stuck on the outside line.
I know he feels like he's got new life this week, getting that win at Lime Rock. And I guess he's in a new paint scheme a little bit. That looks very fresh.
Yeah, he's got pretty sharp looking one.
Yeah, it looks very good. If you look good, you race good, and you race good, you usually win.
Well, now I know my problem. I need new scheme, courtesy of C2 Graphics, to make myself look good. Donald Stern takes the race lead, and he drops down in front of Ethan. Wanted to move high in front of Kassane.
Got a little squirrely when he dropped down there, but everyone ended up okay. He did a great job, and so did Micah, to check up, make sure there was no problem. I do want to make a note about that first stage. Normally, I'm going to be completely frank. The 25% is what we normally do, and that usually leads to fewer mileage and tends to be very boring in terms of racing. So we made the first stage a little bit longer so that you guarantee you only have to make one pit stop in that last stage, and you can kind of race it with a win more racing position. So I wonder how that's really going to change how these drivers go about their strategy, whether you want to be in the back or whether you want to be out front.
I still think you're going to see about the same as far as where you want to be type strategy out of these drivers, because you saw the Radius guys go to the back. That's their plan.
Yeah.
That is always their plan.
Yeah, that's one of those you never know type of deals, because man, my plan changed like 5 times last night. Just I mean, that race had everything. I mean, it was start up front, wrecked, so I was like, stay in the back. Then we had some fuel mileage just based off of how the cautions fell. So I was really riding in the back, and then once my fuel was good, we charged to the front. And it's just strategy's so hard at these plate tracks. You just kind of have to go with the flow type of thing. If they start getting 3 wide, making crazy moves up here, I would fall to the back. But being 2 wide like this isn't really too difficult. It isn't too treacherous. I mean, there's always a risk, but I mean, my stance is you could wreck anywhere.
Yeah, and that you've got guys that like to be up front because they think wrecks happen in the back. You've got guys that like to be in the back because they think the wrecks happen up front. You got guys in the middle that are just like, I hope that it's not in front of me or not behind me, but it doesn't matter where you're at. I've been wrecked from the lead, single file, at plate races before, and we have 3 wide going on in this front pack.
That's a pretty good timing there. They're making a third line. That's Jonathan Jurgensmeyer trying to get that going. Brett Bennett went up and blocked that move. He's a very good low plate racer. Worked with him last night. Yeah, he made some very good moves to put us in position, and then this chump of a driver ruined the restart. No, it was very good working with him and Dawson last night.
We are 3 wide for the race lead. Make that 2 wide. Tristan Maher in the middle line is currently edged out ahead of Jurgensmeyer. He's going to go to the bottom is Maher.
Very interesting. We keep seeing people drop to the bottom. It seems like I feel like I'm watching an NAOR 2003 race where everyone just drops to the bottom and it's like a low conveyor belt. But yeah, this middle lane is dissipating. Say that. Jonathan Jurgensmeyer goes and blocks it. Got Jared Wilson up there, leading that third line.
He's getting a push from Maggio.
we have two very distinct packs right now, where the top 20 is within a couple seconds of each other, and then from 21st on back, they are in their own pack. It's led by Levi Poland. Very distinct strategies going on, and then we have another pack even further back, and that's led by Cameron Caldwell, and that's a couple of radius drivers, and Hunter Peach is back there too.
Yeah, that's a Radius Peach.
Yeah. Peachy Radius, if you will.
Jurgensmeyer leading the bottom line. Brett Bennett leading the middle line. And Wilson, he's leading that higher line. He's actually trying to take the race lead.
It's Brett Bennett. Squirrely up there. Gosh, sorry, yeah.
Brett Bennett moved all the way down to the bottom.
Yeah, Brett Bennett wants to be very good at controlling these races. I'm be careful of giving him control of a plate race. He's very good at getting himself up front. He's got a nose for it.
How about William?
I know it's oh, you go. Sorry, I was.
How about William Kemp leading that middle line is what I was going to say, but Jared Wilson decided to
take that. Yeah.
Change that.
Yeah, William Kemp. He's another one who really he's a old school type of driver, is the way I say it. He just kind of shows up there. He's doing a very good job putting himself in position here early on. It's kind of control chaos right now. It's not next gen chaos like we saw a lot of last night.
Okay, so I'm just tapping Dalton Kelly hard into the outside wall.
And there's no caution for it.
And I noticed Andrew Elias. The whole reason I even went to go look at a replay was because I noticed Andrew Elias went way down on the apron. I was trying to figure out what happened. All I could tell was that it was a yellow truck.
And his truck is very distinct in that truck, Ford F-Series truck. Yeah, I don't know. That's bizarre. I got to go back and look at that.
There was no contact. There had to have been some kind of issue with Dalton Kelly's wheel or something. It turned right.
Andrew Elias just kind of went down to the apron. I guess I don't even know why. That was bizarre too. Yeah, that had to have been some type of wheel issue because it just jerked to the right and he tried to save it. Like whether it disconnected for just a second. That's such a shame for Dalton Kelly. Well, that was happening. We got Jared Wilson going to the lead.
Jared Wilson controlling the race in the bottom line. William Kemp leading the middle line, or rather top line at the moment, as there is only two lines.
Yeah, trying to start to calm down a little bit there. Even Maggio, I think that's how you say that. I assume so. Pushing William Kemp. He's doing a very good job of pushing here. Start this thing off. One second, Moreno. I'm very happy to see him get more aggressive at these plate tracks because he used to be pretty, I would call it timid, kind of hang out. And you usually get him in trouble, and I'm really happy to see him being up front, being himself, putting himself in position to get good finishes at these restricted plate tracks now.
You know, it's kind of funny. I talk all the time, and yes, regular viewers are going to go, oh my gosh, he's talking about this again. But let me tell you something. I talk all the time about how I believe when it comes to these restrictor plate racing style races, and Alonso Chicano is in them, that he is Joey Logano. I call him Alonso Logano. But you know what's funny is, I'm not going to name drop, but I was listening to people talking earlier, and one of them actually compared Ethan to Joey Logano, said that they believe that he acts like Joey Logano when it comes to these restrictor plate races. I didn't say anything about me personally believing that being Alonso Chicano, which, by the way, Alonso Logano Chicano
That works too well.
is, you could tell I've thought of that one many times. Currently 23rd. So not in this pack. He is in the second pack.
I know who I think that man drives like. The guy, you see that number right there, 29? I think he drives a lot like the driver of that RCR Chevrolet for all those years.
He was a fan of Harvick's.
Yeah, he's a fan of Harvick's, and he's kind of that chaotic aggressive that just works out, right? You know, I don't think he means any harm. Sometimes it gets him in trouble, but
Oh, stack up!
boys,
What a
good
save.
job, everyone's saving that. Yeah. They're like going on the apron down this back straightaway. Wilson tried to go up high. That's going to leave Steve Maggio out to dry. I'm not sure if he was really clear when he made that move, but nonetheless, it's there. No harm, no foul. Now Ethan Fonseca Moreno is pushing Jared Wilson in that top line.
Tell you what, I'm seeing a whole lot of goats.
Yeah, I'm feeling they're trying to work together. And numbers, they really rival the Radius crew. But it'll be interesting to see if they've got the experience to really take it to them, because we've seen Radius just control these restrictor plate races almost every single time we go to one. They're always a factor, and they always work so well together. See so many goats out there. They got some type of numbers.
Yeah, I see a ton of goats out there. And
But all of them out there, and a goat isn't leading.
yeah.
Well, I guess I think he's a goat. I think he's a goat in his own right, but not the goat we're talking about. Well, you can't.
And just behind Kemp is the GOAT at finishing second.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Listen, I know, and this is what I was going to say earlier. I know it's such a meme, and it really is funny to poke fun at him because he doesn't have a win yet on JCTV in this league. It's bound to happen. He's talented enough to get it done. It's just bound to happen. I have a feeling it's going to happen soon.
I got to win in this league before Brett.
Oh, you did! That was a lot of fun to watch that.
Albeit it was All-Star Open last week. That was a whole lot of fun.
Ball's jumping up. Third line starting up again. Maggio, Steve Maggio seems to, he wants to get to the front regardless of how he does it. Start third line, start a fourth line. Take an airplane, it doesn't matter. He wants to get to the front. That 18 machine.
Ooh, Wilson's going to drop down to the bottom. And it looked like Wilson would go back to the middle, seeing the momentum the middle line had, but Ethan was there, and now Walls is there, 3 wide for the race lead.
Yeah, this is pretty interesting because, you know, in the next gen, the middle of the high line, you can kind of control the race depending on, you know, how aggressive people are being. But I'm not as familiar with the trucks in that regard because I hate them. But I know in the Xfinity car too, you can kind of control that race from that middle lane. You can really keep that bottom line pinch down and get the runs off to where they can't really take the lead from you ever. I did that in the SJRL 500. I think what was the sponsor call? I think it was
iRacing.Money 250.
Hey, got there.
Jinx!
But yeah, I was able to do that for that first segment of that race, and that's why I'm just so interested to see everyone just kind of like NR 2003. If you watch any type of NR 2003 AI race, you know what I'm talking about. How AI, they just programmed to go to the bottom, and you know they kind of just shuffle themselves back. I'm just so interested to see how everyone always does that.
Yeah, you know, it is funny how the trucks drive differently than you know, the next gens. next gens, you want to be up top. And personally, I think with the trucks you do too. But just the way that the runs happen here, it's like these guys are just more likely to go down to the bottom. You know, I mean, hindsight is 2020. I could sit here and say what I would do, but that doesn't mean it's going to work. And, you know, if I'm in Andrew Elias's position right now and I do get clear of the middle and bottom line, personally, I'd want to stay up there. But right now, there's only 3 trucks, and
yeah, that's what you. That's right. There's only 3 trucks. It's just so tough because I mean the bottom line's got the numbers, but it's just so hard to predict which line's going to continue to go. Depends on who your pusher is, whether they're too hot, and depends on whether you're good at leading a line because there is a technique to it. You got to time the side drafts right, and you got to have that feel for it. I've always been a lot more comfortable leading than pushing. I could do both, but there are 2 different skill sets. And see, Michael Walls, I don't know if I would ever want him pushing me, but Wilson agrees.
yeah, I really prefer leading than pushing myself. But, you know, when it comes down to the end of the races, is it easier to do offense or defense?
Depends on the car, again.
Yeah, it really does.
Xfinity car, I want to be in the lead, but the next gen, you get such massive runs. You can get a run, have one person go with you, with the person behind you, and then it's over. You can be back in 10th from first, just off a turn forward to the trioval. But in the trucks, I feel like that's kind of like an in-between. You get a pretty decent-sized run, but it's not quite like the next gens.
You know, I do believe that the top line is still the fastest line around this track. But right now, the numbers game, only 3 trucks up there. Well, make it 4 now with, I believe that's Tolster moving up.
Yep.
They still,
Tolster, yeah.
They still need to get the momentum. And right now, a little bit of momentum there. Andrew Elias will be challenging Wilson for the lead, but they still just don't have the numbers.
I'll tell you what, obviously not everyone has like a human spotter. Everyone's got an in-sim spotter. But you got to take note of that 18 truck. He's pushed a lot of people to the lead already. From that high side, he's doing a very good job of that. I would take note of that. If I got the 18 behind me, maybe I might want to join his line.
Oh, Williams
trying to
whack! And Michael Wall's contact.
Yeah, we should have known that one.
And these guys are catching Dalton Kelly, who is 6 laps down. 3 wide. Kelly down on the apron. Smart move by Kelly.
Yeah, 6 laps down. Just logging laps at this point. It's such a shame. You know, he's part-time now. Used to be full-time way back when, but it's always good to see him around. It sucks that he had that happen.
For sure.
Wow. Wilson kind of had to go by. Like William Kemp got underneath Wilson there. Oh, wow.
Oh, there's...
Walls goes around. Oh, I don't know how that wasn't bigger. Ethan Fonseca Moreno's going to go around.
So that brings out our first caution. And, you know, if you're wondering why we had 3 different packs, that's why.
That's exactly why.
Pack 2 and Pack 3 did not want to be up here.
Imagine if everyone was up there. All 38, 39, 40 trucks were up there. That would have been catastrophic. But, you know, there was only 18, 19 trucks in that first pack. So everyone was able to scatter and miss it. Everyone did a great job, too, of checking up and being aware of their surroundings. Ethan Fonseca Moreno's got a little bit of damage. I think Justin Rock got involved in it.
Sean Cassane. Brett Bennett. Very slight contact as well.
That 47 truck should be okay, though. You know, one thing to note, just, you know, thinking about cautions, and usually what happens during cautions is incidents. The incident limit is in effect for tonight. You know, just because it's a plate track, it isn't going away. So you got to be mindful of that too. And you know, we'll go back to the race I had last night where how many incidents did I cause Josh Coppin? You were watching the race.
Shoot, I have no idea.
Well, it was 0 because I got clipped 3 times. I had 16X and didn't cause a single accident. I just kind of I was just wrong place, wrong time. So you just got to be cognizant of that now. NAOR, they don't have an incident limit there. But if they did, I would have had to been very careful, and I might have had to change the way I went about that. So that could affect it because you don't want to have to get a drive-through or DQ, even if you get up to 25.
Pit road gonna be open this time, but I don't expect many people from up front to come down.
Yeah, and shoot, if you're out back, I guess you might as well. And that all depends on your plan. You can kind of maybe flip this a little bit. Stage coming up at 30. At the very least, if you're going to come in and top off at 30, you can shorten up your pit stop if you want to go ahead and steal some track position, start racing up front. But it's so tough to say what to do because it all depends on what your plan is. Some people come in at 1 to green, and if you don't pit at 2 to green, you can't pit at 1 to green. And you get a black flag. So it all depends on what you do. It depends on your little plan there.
Yeah. We had 19 drivers stay out. Everybody else came down pit road.
No, just outside of the scope of the race, it depends. If you really need stage points, you can go out there and try and get those. And that might cost you some positions at the beginning of the next stage, but that could be the difference between you making the playoffs or not. Versus if you have a win, does that really matter to you? NASCAR strategy is really hard. Because it's all dependent on your specific situation too. It's a lot more interesting than that F1 stuff.
I say all the time on broadcasts, there is a reason I am not a crew chief.
I try my hardest. Sometimes I get it wrong. I'll give an example because at Pocono, obviously with me not topping off at the one and only caution we had, I had to basically make an extra pit stop. I finished 4 seconds behind the leader. If I would have pit a couple laps earlier, I would have had a shot at it. But if you stay out and then the caution comes out, everyone's going to be pitting, so I'm in a good spot. So it's so hard to know what to do, when to do, at what types of track. Because obviously at Pocono, you can make a pit stop, not go a lap down, and that throws a whole monkey wrench into everything. So much to think about. Because we have to choose there.
Yeah, so when we go back green, we're just going to have a few laps left in the stage. All in all, 18 drivers stayed out under this caution. If we get a yellow before the end of lap 30, that should be the stage. And
I'm willing to bet that, yeah.
the field will be frozen at the time of the caution, and that's how stage points will be awarded. So a little bit different rules than NASCAR, whereas they'll run until the green-white checkered. We wouldn't do that here, and we'd get going green as early as possible.
Yeah, I figured that one out the hard way one time. I don't know if you remember my rookie season. I guess that'll be the only full-time season I've done at Dover on the stage. But there was a caution that come out like a few laps before it, and I didn't really understand the rules, so I thought we were just gonna stay out until, you know, do what they do in real life. And it cost me track position. No, it's so tough at Dover. They don't want to do that.
A whole lot easier to gain that track position back here.
That is for sure.
Restart zone, green flag back in the air.
Wilson did not get going. Kemp had to move up to avoid wrecking him.
And there's the wreck. Just smile her around.
So,
Caution is
I
out.
guess I kind of jinxed him, but I don't see much damage on that 3 machine. I guess it'll make Andrew Elias our stage winner, won't it? He's having a great season, isn't he, Josh?
Yeah, he is.
I've been really, really happy to see that. You know, he's such an easy guy to root for. He's such a nice guy. Puts on some exhibition races every now and again where you can get some money, like there was earlier today. Yeah, and good to see him performing better. And he said he wasn't even, like he said at the beginning of the year, he didn't even really like practice like anymore. Didn't do anything different, but he is definitely getting some better results, and that's just so awesome to see.
Yeah, Andrew Elias, talking about special events, put one on earlier today. At least I think it still happened. He wanted Dawson or myself to broadcast. Dawson, I believe, had work. I actually went to go see the new Godzilla and Kong movie. It started at 1:30, and his fun race started at 2. So would not have been able to get a broadcast. Didn't get a broadcast, but we've had some fun races on JCTV with Andrew Elias, putting them up. My friend Brayton, 138.32 or whatever the numbers are. Which, by the way, this is the BraytonLaster.com Racing Experience Dega Dash. That's what this race title is called. Pit Road.
I think we've mentioned that Brayton Laster is in the race.
Pit Road is open. Yeah, Brayton Laster, he's here. Somewhere.
I think he's in 22nd right now is what the sim's saying. As he rolled down pit road.
There he is.
Richard Petty driving experience. I don't know, it just made me think of the Richard Petty driving experience. I'm sorry.
I think I'd rather have the Brayton Laster racing experience. Brayton's such a cool guy. He's commentated some races on JCTV with us.
He saw me crash and said my name because I crashed.
I think my favorite thing was the very first race he broadcasted on JCTV was a slide job race. I don't remember the track, but I do remember it was a slide job. He was asking me a question I was not sure about. So this was before we even went live. This was just before we were about to do the pre-show. He hops into a voice chat. I'm still in the broadcast booth, getting everything ready. So he goes in to ask a question. Immediately went to a different Discord chat after, or a different Discord voice channel after hopping to the first one. He's in there for a bit, and then he comes back into the broadcast booth. He says, well, that first channel I went to, I said, hey guys, this is Brayton, and then said his question. I don't remember what his question was. And then somebody was like, who's that? Who's Brayton Laster? And somebody else was like, That's an ARCA driver! That's an ARCA driver! So he's like, yeah, I'm going to a different voice channel.
Oh, goodness.
It's like, man, I've never had anybody fangirl over me. Brayton Laster comes in JCTV and immediately get recognized. But so cool to have Brayton around. He's, it's one of those things where, you really get to see these guys are people too. He's just.
They are.
I really hope to get to meet Brayton someday, and I keep telling him, man, I hope you race at Michigan International Speedway this year, because that would be so awesome, and I will do what I have to try to meet him.
Friend of JCTV, that would be only appropriate if you meet him.
Yeah, for sure. Hopefully things work out, and his best career ARCA finish is 9th place. And it came with a JCTV sticker on his car, and so I personally think that it was the JCTV sticker that did it. But no, seriously, Brayton all the time has spots on his race cars. For $100, you can get a small 3x3 logo, your face, your pet's face, on his car. They have some big, excuse me, they have some bigger spaces as well, which I believe are $250. I could be wrong on that. But check out his social media, Twitter, X, whatever you want to call it. The Pizza Man, Brayton Laster.
He always posts a picture of, usually it's Declan, right?
Yes, yeah.
Most of those are.
Declan right around the rear wheel area, back bumper. So, yeah. Brayton, such a cool guy, and does a lot with the community as well. So, check him out. And if this is your first time hearing about him, he's definitely a really cool guy. We're getting ready to go back to green, and Brayton Laster is going to restart second. Cody McCorkle is the control truck here. Some new names up front as we are getting into the restart zone now, and green flags back out.
Ooh, Matt Steiner didn't really get going, but Brayton did get a very good launch.
Yeah, and that's unfortunate for Brayton, who got a great launch, and the rest of the outside line didn't.
And if you're wondering, I mean, it's not just that Matt Steiner didn't really get going. There's just straight up was not a lot of cars up there, because most people pit at 1 to green. So that means you start tail into the longest line, which was the inside line. So there just straight up was not that many people on the outside line, but we already got a third line going. Ethan Fonseca Moreno pushing Jared Wilson.
Yeah, I was about to say half a lap. That's all it took for some drivers to move up there, and more continuing to go up there. It is McCorkle leading the bottom line, Laster leading the middle line, and Jared Wilson up top.
Three by three, wow. Don't you think it's a little lower, fellas?
I mentioned it last night in the DI9 Designs NAOR Series race at Talladega. It's funny how during most of the race, it's chaotic. But once it comes down to towards the end of the race, things really get calm. And it seems so backwards to me. Now, we're a long way from the end of the race, and these guys could absolutely prove me wrong and just be chaotic the entire way through. But that's how last night's race, seems like that's how a lot of the real-life races go. And see it a lot on JCTV and other restrict plate leagues. McCorkle, I think, just caught the apron just a little bit. Stacked up the bottom line. And it is Wilson and Moreno clear. Now Laster and Stern in and out of Ethan Fonseca Marino.
Yeah, you know, you mentioned that last night. Yeah, that lap 6 caution was a warning shot. All right, these kids are going to be playing in the sandbox all night. So I just sat in the back and watched all the wrecks happen right next to me because I went spinning most of the time. But man, that was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun. It was just so many different races in one. We were racing so hard. We were fuel saving. I had everything, but a green flag finish, which is unfortunate. But you get that sometimes at restricted plate tracks. Hopefully we get a green finish tonight.
I'll tell you what, if you're not sick of Talladega after last night and tonight, we have 2 more Talladega races coming up on JCTV next week. Thursday night and Friday night. Thursday, the SAAC Coast Coast Cup Series visits Talladega. And Friday night, DI9 Designs NAOR Series. Yes, they were just at Talladega. They're heading back to Talladega, but this time, it's their all-star race. And, you know, I mentioned SAAC because I want to say, John, do you know anything from that league?
Not much. I'm familiar with some of the names over there, but I haven't done many races. Haven't been able to see much of them.
Well, real quick, before I get any further in that, Stern taking the lead, but look at Walls with a huge push from Jurgensmeyer and Rott.
Yeah.
Melton. Is that 17 Matthew Stotts? Yes, that is.
Yeah, first we said his name. Once again, it's a shame we didn't get to go through the field, so we haven't said his name yet tonight. But yeah, Matthew Stotts is doing a good job. And those guys in that backpack are just laying back. They're just waiting for these guys 3 wide to do something stupid. And I don't mean to be that guy, but it is actually an off week next week for the DI9 Designs NAOR series. Their All-Star race is on the 19th.
Whoops.
That's funny because I think Josh Arnold, he owns the league. He actually made that mistake. He made the schedule, made that mistake. So, you know, you just see Dega back to back. You assume it's back-to-back weeks for the All-Star race and the regular season finale. But yeah, we have a little off week before we go back for the All-Star race. He made that mistake and said, "Oh, don't listen to me. Do whatever the schedule says." And that's April 19th. The All-Star race is, but still, that's Dega overload. Maybe it's good we get a little bit of a break.
All right. Well, we still have another restrictor plate race coming up, as it is the regular season finale of Slide Job at Atlanta.
I'll tell you what, I was very fortunate. There's not a lot of drivers in this position in both series, for the DI9 NAOR series and for the Slide Job Racing series. I have absolutely nothing to worry about going into these plate races, so it was very relaxing going in. Dega, don't just be loose, have fun. If I get the heck knocked out of me, who cares, right? We'll fix the car up and we'll go at it again. And I'm going to be in that position on Tuesday night as well, being locked into the chase again, which is very fun. So hopefully I'll be able to race up front.
So I specifically mentioned SAAC Coast Coast Cup Series, them visiting Talladega. There is a driver, Jordan Kuntz, who has won the last 5 races in a row. And he is
good. There's talented drivers in that league. To do that is a big deal.
He is looking to make it 6 in a row at Talladega.
That is very impressive. I did not know that. Yeah, there's a lot of talented drivers over there. So to win 5 in a row, in any league is no small feat. But especially, I know that field has got some talented drivers. So.
It started at Gateway, Circuit of the Americas, Richmond, Kansas, and the Charlotte Roval.
Yeah, talk about a different assortment of tracks. You had a short track in there, 1.5 miles, a couple road courses. That's and a short-ish track in Gateway. That's a It's not like he's just winning them all a mile and a half, right? Like that's a whole bunch of different talents being tested right there. That's awesome.
And they have 2 races left in their regular season before they head to the playoffs. Talladega and Chicagoland. We are at 55 laps to go, coming to 54 once they get to the line. And Jurgensmeyer, wow, he just got loose. Or sideways.
I get a little single file around the bottom here. Not that many trucks left in that middle lane. They'll go crazy in the second to make the third one. You watch.
A lot of drivers just kind of waiting it out to when they have to pit.
Tristan Maher did the me strategy, get caught up in a wreck and say, screw you guys, I'm going to the back. Back here anyway, might as well stay back here until y'all do something crazy.
He's back here with his Radius teammates as well, and Hunter Peach. Peachy Radius group. We watch. I've raced with Hunter Peach a lot, and you've raced with him. Well, watched him a lot. This is not like him. Usually, he's aggressive, wanting to be the one making the moves. Sometimes he laid back, but I noticed, he would go to the front too last night. So it's just kind of funny to see him just out back here being a Peachy Radius, if you will. Well, right now he's trying to get past Radius on the outside.
As soon as I open my mouth, it's like he's listening to me. That's crazy. Yeah, that's what happens when you're back here. Is usually you're lifting so hard because you're just not trying to go anywhere. You could actually make a move completely by yourself, and it's actually a little bit easier in the trucks than it is the next gens, because the next gens have so much drag where you pull out and it's just a parachute. But he's able to get a run, go pick up some spots, move up a little bit.
Well, now that he's
oh, wait the 5 second Moreno was really loose there. Sorry. Oh, the wrecking. Jurgensmeyer was in the wall. Sorry to cut you off there.
All good. Jurgensmeyer's still falling back.
Yeah, I wonder how much damage that 00 truck has.
That is a
doing
lot.
Very well on points. Yeah, he's doing very well on points. He does not need that.
Stern and Walls side by side for the race lead. You'd think they would get called by now. Nope.
These kids will be calm in the sandbox until that thunderstorm hits. I promise you that. And that wreck will be the thunderstorm. They realize they messed up.
I'll tell you what, though. For the most part, this is kind of pretty calm at the front.
It's been mostly organized chaos with some 3 wide going on in there.
And speaking of,
Ethan Von Moreno I just seen him out of control. I kind of want to go back and look at that. That was a pretty good save. It's a shame it stacked up the line and Jurgensmeyer got caught up in that.
And Jurg is in the pits right now.
Yeah, he does have a meatball just looking at the entries there. So he had to come down and serve that. Because that's the one thing that this league will not clear is meatballs. You can't just go out, stay out there, even if it's a 30-second one. Does have a lot of time, though, so if it's a 30-second meatball, he can get back out here, hopefully get a free pass and salvage something out of this day.
Yeah, he's rolling up pit road. He's going to be 1 lap down right now. He will not have any draft help.
Yeah, that's the big thing.
But
the first stage, that backpack was half a lap down. He probably would be able to hook up with them, but they aren't that far back of the lead draft this time.
no, first through 38 are all together in some sort of way here.
Yeah, some groups leaving bigger gaps than others, but they're all connected, like where they're close enough to where if they wanted to make a move, they could.
And Hunter Peach still making moves happen on the outside line. He's got a draft. Last time at the line, he was 32nd. This time at the line, he is going to be
24th.
24th.
Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, it's funny. I was talking about, he's usually one, especially I feel like in this league, he's not racing for points. I think the only way he can make a playoffs is if he gets a win. So I know he wants to keep that truck in one piece, but eventually he's got to go up there and get that track position. It's kind of fun to see him work his way up. You see, that's how much everyone's checking up. Is he's able to just go up there with just Levi Pole, and those two rookies are able to hook up and pass most of the field.
And, it wasn't long ago we had a Peachy Radius, which then turned into Watermelon Peach. I was trying to make the joke earlier when Jurg hit the wall.
Those are the most unfortunate incidents at these plate tracks. So you get the wall and you're the only one who gets a bunch of damage, and then you got to come down and get a meatball repaired. Just staying relatively calm. That would make me confident about going up here, especially if you're on the bottom. You got a lot of room to check up and go where they're not if you're on the bottom.
Yeah, and I'll tell you, for Ethan Fonseca Moreno, who's leading this race right now with side-by-side with Donald Stern, they are 4.5 seconds behind Dalton Kelly. We are now at the halfway point in this race.
Ready? Wow, clicking off laps like crazy.
Go ahead and Dalton Kelly there moves all the way up to the top line. Let's go ahead and do JCTV. Turn it up. We actually just had pit stops happening. I totally missed it. It was the Radius and PBR guys that all came down pit road.
Right. Now Jurgensmeyer is hooked up in that group. That's usually what they do. They usually pit on their own, and they're a little bit of a smaller crew, but they're very good at, with their, obviously their pack being smaller than the main pack. If that main pack gets to racing, they usually end up going faster than them, and that kind of leapfrogs them up, and then they're able to kind of put themselves in position to win these races.
Trevor Burns and Tristan Maher a little bit behind these guys. They did not get off pit road as well as the rest of them did. And actually,
the worst feeling.
Longer stops by 2 seconds.
That'll do it.
So right now,
yeah, you wonder if it, you know, them having a longer stop, if they took tires compared to the others. I would have to go back and look.
yeah, their pit stops were 10.5 and 10.2 seconds. Everybody else was 8.0 or 8.7.
Ooh, I think the 52 just blew up in front of the pack.
Oh my, we got huge carnage.
How that's not a caution is beyond me.
Oh yeah, he hit the wall and took the rest of the goats with him.
Wow, that's
Nathan Fuller, Brett Bennett.
That's not a caution, I guess. I guess we'll keep racing. Oh, they threw the caution. Yeah, that's the good decision by the admin team there. I mean, he blew up in front of the field is what happened there. When that happens, you're sitting duck. Something you don't see too often, but you do have to regulate those temperatures and be cognizant of you know, where your temperatures are, whether you're in the red zone. Because if you're in the red zone, then you're at chance that thing could just blow up at any moment. And fortunately for Christopher Melton there, it did.
I'll tell you who did not want to see that caution, and that is the guys that came down pit road. Justin Durand, Michael Kruger, Cameron Caldwell, David Durand.
Yeah, they were probably pretty content with that going to go green, because you know how good they are making up that time, and just once they make up that time and get the lead, they're so good at controlling the race. You know they didn't want to see that.
So here we are coming to pit road.
It's gonna be a busy place.
And you know, something happened to Dakota Knoll.
He's not in session anymore. Oh, he spun out coming on pit road because obviously he pit with the radius trucks and he ended up spun out. And also I noticed out of that, I think Alonso Chicano might have got a speeding penalty out of that, because he ended up a lap down before that caution come out.
Yeah, Alonso is the free pass.
Ooh, Alex Kerfman came in way too hot and ended up hitting the side of his teammate there a little bit, coming onto pit road. And I think that might have been what gave it to him. That reminds me of one of those Daytona races. I think it was it was either the 14500 or the 2015 Coke 04. It was the 500, the 2014 500, where there's a car speeding out behind Casey Kane, and Casey Kane sped up in the pit road to miss it and got a speeding penalty. But if he didn't speed up, he would have got wrecked. And I think that's kind of a similar situation there. But no harm, no foul for Alonso Chicano. I guess with that caution coming out, he will have to work his way back up. But him being the Joey Logano plate tracks, he'll be able to do it.
Going to the choose cone this time by... And we are going to restart with 38 laps to go. This is our third caution of the night. And how about old Brayton Laster?
He was not outside. Got the Mississippi Missile behind him.
Donald Stern going to be the control car for this restart. Brayton Laster going to line up to his outside. Cody McCorkle, Micah Walls make up row 2. Ethan Fonseca Moreno and Jared Wilson, row 3. Row 4. How about Maggio and Dawson Allen?
Steve Maggio's had a great race, hasn't he? I feel like every time someone gets pushed to the lead, it's off his bumper.
Yeah. I know if I'm out there, I know exactly where I want to be.
Yeah, you gotta take note of those type of things. It gives you kind of good rapport, I guess. And, you know, subconsciously you'll know, oh, okay, last time he was up there, he pushed this car to the lead, and man, that'll be good for him. He'll be able to set up for a win with the way he's able to do that. Just gotta make sure not to blow up that engine.
Yeah. You'll come into the restart zone. Green flags back out.
That might be too good of a launch. I always say you don't want to get too far out at Talladega, and we'll see. Brayton Laster's gonna make a move.
Yeah, Brayton Laster is going to make a move. To the inside of Stern.
Stern and Michael Walls, dude, they're teammates since I could remember, so they do work together very well. Corporal giving a big shove to Brayton Laster there.
Walls giving a big shove to Stern.
He's really tucked up to Michael Walls' back bumper, almost in a 3-car tandem. Gotta be careful with those.
Oh, yeah.
We see some pushing the pusher action in these races in the past, and that usually doesn't end very well.
You know, being the third car or truck in line, you want to be right up on the back of that second vehicle, but you don't actually want to hit that second vehicle. And
very true, and it's true in basically every car except for maybe the next gens, because they're usually so stable you can kind of get away with that. But yeah, in these trucks you don't want to really be pushing the pusher too much, because you do more than just a little tap, that might trigger a huge wreck.
And oh my!
Wow, we just talked about it, didn't we?
Yep.
All 3 cars got together there, and it was just like a little chain reaction. And then lucky it wasn't a big crash.
Micah Walls now controlling this race. Make that Donald Stern controlling this race.
Seems pretty hard to control this race.
That's for sure.
Like, different packages, like when the Gen 6 first came out in real life, you know, you could control the race if you got the lead. Oh, goodness. Jared Wilson coming down in front of Mike Walls just in time. But you're able to control the race with that because of the air bubble, and with the Xfinity cars kind of like that a little bit. Where you can kind of don't get really that big of runs, and you can kind of control it with the air bubble a little bit. These trucks, they don't have a big one, so it's harder to control these lines. If you throw a block and it's bad, you will cause a big wreck.
How about old Dawson Allen in the 7927 machine?
Yeah, let me tell you that 79 Ford F-Series truck has been sporty the past couple days. He was sporty yesterday. He drove to the lead, had a chance to win that thing, and he's got another chance to win tonight. Great job of leading that line right now.
Doing a great job. Currently getting a push from McDonald.
Owens has that line all by himself. Outside line, only with four cars right now, or trucks, I should say. It's 5 now with Levi Bowling getting back down the line.
Dawson Allen is making ground.
He just passed Steven Wilson. Wow. Jared Wilson. We do not have a pro driver here. Jared Wilson on the bottom. He just got past, and he's even with Donald Stern now.
It's okay. I have to keep trying to tell myself that Stern's first name is Donald and not Howard. Trying to think, who is that? Is he a sports talker guy, Howard Stern?
Well, he had a radio show. I don't know if it was just sports, but he had a very popular radio show. I think he might just be a funny guy, if that makes sense.
I don't even know. I just know the name. I mean,
yeah, I'm sure the old heads will be a little upset with us because I think Howard Stern was pretty popular back in the day, at least.
I'm not that old, old heads. I'm sorry. You young folk.
Yeah, we didn't really listen to radio that much. Our age group doesn't.
What's a radio?
I know. All I know is hot phone and iRacing. At least when I said Steve Wilson, at least that's a pro driver. Maybe Jared Wilson's a future pro driver there.
I mean, I'll tell you what. We've got a driver I think will someday be in the NASCAR Truck Series.
Don't say it. If we're gonna say what I think you're gonna say, don't say it.
I want to know what you think I was gonna say.
We might talk about that after the show. At least we do have a driver who made a truck start, though, in the field.
That's actually who I was talking about.
Okay, I thought you were going to say, yeah, I'm a future pro driver or something. I was going to punch you in the face.
Oh!
Allegedly, I would never do that.
Shoot.
I would never punch you in the face.
I mean, in my dreams, yes. I am a NASCAR champion. Is Ethan Fonseca Moreno? What a move!
He snookered him. See the rookie stripes back there. That was a rookie mistake there, Dave McConnell. Well, that's okay. It's all part of the learning process. Hunter Peach inching closer and closer to the front, by the way. I'm starting to see that 11 truck more and more.
And we got someone in the sucker hole. Old DW used to call it.
Couldn't be more accurate too. I mean, you go out there and they're going up through there both sides, and you're just holding on for dear life and just wishing someone would just come up and help you, but it ain't never gonna come.
Well, Andrew Elias.
Made a hard left turn around Levi Poland, yeah.
Yeah. It was how about those SBLD affiliated drivers? Of course, Elias is part of Hit Motorsports, but SBLD affiliated Dawson Allen and Matt Steiner. Elias pulls down in front of Reno.
Very bad, I swear. Ooh, oh, they're pitting.
And Elias, who just felt like a hero, taking the lead. He's going to drop back. It's Dawson Allen. Matt Steiner. They're going to be leading their respective lanes. And these guys that are on pit road rolling off. It is Keith Fonseca Moreno, Jared Wilson, Micah Walls, Stephen Maggio, Donald Stern, and more. Is that all the JBM guys?
I guess we'll call it that, yeah.
Well,
we can call them the GOATs, or you can call it JBM Group.
and here they come, 4 wide into pit road. Brayton Laster, Andrew Elias, Goody McCorkle, and Nathan Fuller. Dawson Allen also came down pit road, and he almost was 5 wide with them.
Now, like, oh, Radius is out there. See a couple PBR drivers, too. A couple of your guys. They haven't pit yet, anyway. Radius is going to the front.
Yeah, so here we go. Trevor Burns leading. David Aran, Justin Aran, Michael Kruger, Cameron Caldwell, Alonso Logano Chicano, Alex Gerfan, Jacob Locklear, Tristan Maher, and I forgot Hunter Peach in there as well. Top 10.
Peach Radius is back, it looks like. The PBR.
At least we don't have watermelon peach. I don't know how good that would taste.
I don't think that would taste too good, honestly.
I love watermelon. I love peach. But I
still gotta go together.
I was gonna say that's I think that's something Coca-Cola would have tried a few years ago. You remember that orange vanilla Coke?
You know what's funny? I actually loved that. It was great. It was a great little cola.
It was interesting.
Yeah, most people thought it was exactly that, just a little bit interesting. But I don't know, it fit my weird taste buds. And on to the race for a second. The JBM Group is what I guess we'll call it. They didn't come out very organized because you got Ethan Fonseca Moreno, Jason Wilson, I'm calling him everything except for Jared. Jared Wilson and Michael Walls. Those 3 kind of came out on their own, and then they were a little split up back to Steven Maggio. So a lot of this is how you come out and whether you're very organized or not. They're losing time to this Radius group here. Peachy Radius.
You know, ever since Jared Wilson has been racing around on JCTV races in the whole JBM, Jared Bogley Motorsports, I will say the amount of times I have wanted to actually call him Jared Bogley.
Oh, you have no idea how hard that is for me.
Even to this day, I mean, you think it would be easy because the amount of times he's been around, or as long as he's been around, no.
Yeah, that's it. It's tough for me. I mean, I still call him Jared Bogley. Shoot. This Radius group is very organized right now.
Oh, that's not that organized!
I jinxed it! Oh my goodness, they were going to be in great shape! Oh my gosh.
That was Radius war crime!
Oh my goodness. That's not going to be a very fun team meeting, I'll tell you what. I mean, you saw, yeah, I don't know if you were looking at the gap back to the trucks that pitted, but they were gaining time. All they had to do was just stay in line and stay out until they couldn't gain time no more.
Michael Kruger going through the grass, locks it up.
Wow.
He's got a little bit of wounds, but I think he'll be all right.
That changes everything.
Kimmer Caldwell had the C's part in front of him.
This is a little glitch with the base truck. We got Kerfan coming down pit road. The pace truck's right there. Josh Arnold stayed out. I don't know what the heck's going on, to be honest.
I don't think anybody does.
Yeah, just listen to the scanner. It doesn't seem like many people really know what's going on. I'm here to figure it out later, but usually I just do whatever the screen tells me to do. But sometimes it's not the right thing in leagues.
I will say that I think the reason Josh Arnold did not want to pit there,
Just to get a black flag.
yes, and so I expect that Kerfan would get a black flag because he was in pit road before the pace car passed.
Yeah, he was, and
Now, what the race admins do, I don't know, but
I'm happy I don't have that job right now.
yeah,
I'm just gonna get Josh Arnold a lap bled, but he's probably gonna have to restart from the back, isn't he?
more than likely.
Man,
You know-
I feel bad for Raiders. I really just jinxed them in real time. I'm not a believer in that. I've told you many times I'm not. I said they were in good shape. They just gotta stay the course, and then it was just a bad push, I think, from David Duran into the back of Traber Burns. Sent him around, triggered a big wreck.
I fully believe in the commentator's curse. I've been doing this since 2020.
I'm still not a believer. I don't know. Even though you allegedly did it to me back in Nashville one of them years.
Lap 1, turn 1.
Yeah, well, I was talking about Super Speedway and Slide Job, but I guess that works too.
Oh.
That one was worse. The Nashville Super Speedway.
I'll tell you another lap 1, turn 1. Daytona Road Course.
That one wasn't as bad.
No, it wasn't. You still won the thing.
Yeah, it wasn't as bad. I'll trade. I don't know. I'll take spin lap 1 if it means I can win. I mean, I spun out twice in that dang race.
I'm going to try that next time I race.
I wouldn't recommend it. It's not the prototypical way to win a race. I'll tell you what.
See me messaging Parker afterwards. Man, what the heck? I finished 13th.
Yeah, don't spin out twice in a race, including lap 1, and then after the pit stop. I was pretty late in the race too to spin out and be able to recover from it. That's something I've never been able to really do. I've never been able to spin out that late and still win a race. It was stars aligned, I guess.
Caution free too.
Yeah. Oh God, don't remind me. Well, these guys are all choosed up. It looks like. We got Ethan Fonseca Moreno out front now. Garrett Wilson on the bottom.
So we're going to have 20 laps to go.
Yeah, so I think fuel strategy, that's all out of the equation now. You just better go for it. I know those race drivers got to be so angry. I mean, they thought they had that done up very well. They were so organized. It's just, man, I'm sorry I jinxed y'all, I guess. I guess that's how that works.
It wasn't me this time, guys. It was Parker.
Oh, gosh. Well, there's a lot of talented drivers in that radius group. With champions in there, they're gonna get it figured out. They'll get up to the front by the end of it.
Jonathan Parker destroying radius streams once again.
Oh my goodness.
Getting ready to come to the restart with 20 laps to go. Ethan Fonseca Moreno inside the restart zone. Green flag backed out.
Inside line's a lot more organized than that outside, like you see. The 18's doing a great job once again of being tucked up right behind Ethan, but there's no help behind him. Now it's coming.
I was gonna say there's really no help on the bottom line either.
Yeah, it looked like they they were a little organized for a second, but Andrew Elias said, "Screw that, let's go to the top, make it 3 wide."
Andrew Elias with help from Brayton Laster. Those two are friends. Now it's like the middle and bottom lines organized. This top line, well, top 2, make that 3 here once 52 gets up there.
So about those, that third line is lunging that could right now, but they got some help coming.
And it's not the 52, that's the 57. Yeah,
that's 57. I was about to say 52 is the one that blew up.
That's Brandon Hinton. Sorry, Brandon, if you watch this back. I did not forget your name.
We love you.
Okay, I did. I did.
And that 3x3, there's just nowhere to go, really. This is hard. I don't know how you pick your way through this and get to the front.
You don't?
Yeah, you gotta hope these guys spin out. And you're not in it.
I mean, the only way to make up positions right now, look at Hinton. He just went from the middle to the outside now, and the only way he's going to pick up positions is just to do that. Get behind, pull, and hope that that outside line, you know, starts to move.
Kind of got to go where they're not. A lot of us picking the right lane, but you know, there's always a lot of talk about teammates at these restricted plate tracks. I'll never forget Dale Jarrett was talking, and he was talking about how he always tell Elliott Sadler back when they were teammates in the Robert Yates days was, do not put yourself in a bad position to help me at the white flag. You better go help yourself. If you're going backwards at the white flag, you're not going to win one of these races. Do whatever it takes to help yourself. Don't put me in a bad position. just to ruin, just to because you think you're helping a teammate. Don't put yourself in a compromising position. I would take some lessons from Dale Jarrett. I know the kids might not know, but Dale Jarrett is a very good drafter.
Just another Dale that was pretty good at drafting.
He's not the best Dale at drafting, but man, Dale Jarrett's pretty dang good at it.
And, you know, I wasn't even going to go with that Dale either. I was going to go with his son. Probably the second best, arguably, you know. And I mention this all the time on my broadcasts as well. Dale Jr. once said that he wants to control the race with 30 to go. Inside 30 laps to go, that's when he wants to be up front. There's 16 laps to go.
Yeah,
if you're Dale Jr., how can you control this?
You don't. You're really relying on the trucks behind you getting a good push. And if you're in that middle or top line, you're dependent on the leader of that line being able to side draft and time that right. Excuse me. I'm hiccuping. You did a good job of hiding it.
Andrew Elias, with help from Braden Laster, they are pulled just about even with Ethan Fonseca Moreno and Jared Wilson.
They are the little engines that could, I tell you what. They are doing a great job up there in that top line. You might be onto something about that being the best line.
And how about, I mean, Poland. He's been putting himself in positions to try to be aggressive, be up front. We've got some movement going on. The bottom line not together like they could be here. Top line lost a little bit of momentum, but I think they're going to get it back here on the straightaway. $15 to go, and yeah, this is definitely organized chaos.
This is getting into next-gen chaos territory, isn't it? I guess in the next gen we might have seen a wreck by now because the runs are even bigger than that, but whew, this is crazy. And you have nowhere to go. You just got to hope someone doesn't make a bad push. Got to hope someone doesn't blow up. Oh, goodness. Well, what did Larry Mack always used to say? You might as well tape the gauges up at that point. Forget about it. Just push until that thing can't push no more.
Oh, what a move by Stern to get in front of Elias.
Yeah, that was a big block. That worked out. And I think Andrew Elias is saying, if you want to come up here, you better take this push.
Oh, he is pushing him hard, too.
That's what he's saying. 3 by 3. All the way back. This entire field. One wrong move, and it'll be like the 2012 Fall Dega race.
You know, Stern elevator drop down to the bottom. You know,
you better trust your spotters.
I was initially sad that I was not in this race. I'll tell you what. I don't think I'm sad I'm not in this race anymore. This is insane. This is awesome to watch.
I don't even know what to say. They're just keeping it. This is like I-95 traffic. As Jared Wilson goes to the middle lane in front of Ethan Fonseca Moreno. He's been a pretty good pusher today, too. He's got 2 very good pushes behind him.
You know, I don't know what I-95 is like. I-94 is really 2 lanes wide where I'm at. For those in Chicago, you're probably like, ha, please. Yeah, no, I-94, it does go to Chicago. Yes, I realize it actually goes way past Chicago, too. Yes, I know. Where I am at, I-94 is only 2 lanes. No, I feel like I'm driving to Toledo right now. Cleveland or some terrible place in Ohio. Yes, I went there. I'm a Michigander. I can't. Andrew Elias with the elevator drop.
He said to Donald Stern, hey, you did that to me. Remember this? That That's a good move, but that's going to give Greg Wilson a little bit of some momentum there. That middle line, that middle line is very good. I feel like that's where I kind of want to be right.
If that top line had the numbers, I'd want to be up there. But yeah, I'm going to agree with you. Middle line is where I'd want to be at right now.
Michael Kruger's making some hay up there. He's got himself up to the back of that top line. I feel like they can mix. You're right. I mean, they're doing all that with just 4 trucks.
This is wild.
That third line is kind of dissipating. They really need more numbers. Levi can only push for so long.
Oh, Andrew Elias around.
Andrew Elias goes around. And I think they'll miss him.
That was a great job.
By everybody out there.
Yes.
That, I don't know how they missed him. I'm happy they did. Brett Bennett was screaming over the radio. He was upset that Andrew Elias got turned there. It was bound to happen at some point, wasn't it?
Oh yeah, they made it a lot further racing like that than I expected them to.
Wow! Oh my goodness gracious! Just went back and looked at it. I'm sorry.
You know who's not happy about the timing of this caution? I'm going to say
Who's
it's
that?
Jonathan Jurgensmeyer, because William Kempf literally just got past to get put a lap down.
It's not your day. It's not your day, huh? Because that is very rotten luck.
Pit road is open. I don't think we'll see many takers here. Everybody should be good on fuel, and you're definitely not going to want to come down and take tires.
Yeah, next time you pit, it better be because you're wrecked. I don't think you should really be coming down pit road at this point. Not enough an advantage with tires. This is old bumpy Daytona. That might be a different story.
Or Atlanta. I would say Atlanta as well, because
yep.
You know, last week for the All-Star race, well, the All-Star Open was where I really got to learn it. And then once I, by the way, won the All-Star Open, getting to have fun in the All-Star race, we only had one set of tires in the pits for both the Open and the All-Star race.
Yeah. I'll tell you what, that was a decision. I don't know. I did not like that.
You know, I will say I was not too thrilled about that, but I think it really brought out some interesting strategy, some interesting racing there towards the end. And it was like, you know, you wanted to save your last set for the last segment.
For that last 10, that's probably 10-lap dash, right? I think it was a 10-lap dash to the finish you wanted to save it for.
Yes.
I don't know how I ended up with a chance to at least push someone to the win there, but I did. That always happens where I get behind the 8-ball at these restricted plate tracks, and I just kind of end up with a chance at the end, and then my heart gets broken. Who will that be tonight? Someone's going to walk out of here pretty angry. I guess it's Andrew Elias right now.
You know, I'd like to say, I think it's going to be blank because he's dominated the race. But the problem is, you look at the names up front. Wilson, Stern, Reno, Maggio, Walls, Hussein. They've been up front all race. Controlling this thing. So how do you fill in the blank with a driver that's been just dominant?
I'll tell you a driver you should root for is Ryan Bogey. He's had a tough season. We haven't said his name a lot tonight, but that 21 Ford F-Series truck is in position to where he could potentially get a win here.
I just realized he's driving a GOAT truck as well.
I know, it's very weird. Normally he's in those Wood Brothers trucks, and he's still got the Wood Brothers font there, but yeah, he's in one of those GOAT trucks. So it took me a second. I don't think I was at the 21 truck, but yeah, that is the normally Wood Brothers Ford.
Bogey's had really tough luck.
I know it. He's just. So imagine my luck at plate tracks, but that's everywhere for this poor guy. I mean, it's whether it's internet, whether it's he's just minding his own business, getting involved in other people's messes. He usually doesn't cause them. It's just when it's not your season, it's not your season. But he's got a chance to turn that around here in the next few laps.
All right. Well, once again, going to quickly throw out here in the market for a sim racing PC, or a gaming PC, actually. Head to martinpc.com. Get Brian Haynes. And if you were here in the beginning and heard the issues I was having, don't worry. I don't have a Martin PC. I need a Martin PC so that I can stop having these issues. Brian Haynes will hook you up and get you taken care of. Great customer service as well that they have. So, getting ready to go back green in the BrainLaster.com racing experience Dega Dash. Say that 3 times fast. No, thank you. Jared Wilson.
Yeah, no, thank you.
Donald Stern. Not Howard.
And not Steven Wilson. We don't have a pro driver here. Not just a pro driver, the defending champion. Green flags back in the air.
Big jump by Wilson. Wilson drops down.
No help, isn't he?
Yeah, no help at all. Well, here goes a move by Cassane.
Yeah.
Stern.
Stern is going to leave Wilson out to dry. He's got the Wilson's got the 18 behind him now. He's been good at pushing all day, like we've been saying. Good hands. See a Radius truck peeking. Oh, Justin Duran.
Yeah, it is. Justin Duran.
Season.
Cody McCorkle.
Along the way.
Cameron Caldwell. Michael Kruger. Tristan Maher. Cassane moves up to that high line in front of Justin Duran.
This is treacherous. Treacherous again. Ram was really giving him a push. He was like, you jump up in front of me, you better take this. The top line is a lot more organized. The top line, we should say. A lot more organized than it was last restart. The field better watch out because a few of them Radius trucks are right there.
Oh, yeah.
I know we always harp on it, but they always find their way up there at the end.
Oh, ho, ho.
Wow, we almost didn't see any of these trucks come home.
Sane gonna move down in front of Stern. Here comes Justin Duran with a push from McCorkle. Justin Duran, he's gonna go down there to the left.
There goes Wilson, and the big one happens at Dega.
I'm sorry, that's the huge one.
Oh my gosh. What did I tell you about the kids in the sandbox? It eventually happened.
Is that Ryan Bogey on his side?
Unfortunately, it is.
Someone get him on his wheels.
Oh. We love you, Ryan Bogey. Here, your luck will turn around, buddy. And that's funny. I was just thinking about that sandbox analogy. When Bill Elliott was commentating one of them Darlington races, he said that about Chastain and Larson. Well, I'm saying that about the whole field. Put the kids in the sandbox, they're bound not to behave. I mean, that's the field. Just the Mahers involved in it. Saw Kruger, Ryan Bogey's still on his side on the back straightaway.
I think we're better off telling you who
didn't get
wasn't involved.
And this guy, Justin Duran, right place, right time. I'll tell you what. He's a good plate racer. He owes me a win on one of these tracks. I'm sorry. You always remember the ones that got away, don't you?
You remember the ones you should have won better than you do remember the ones that you did win.
Oh, yeah, I know it. Just listen to the radio. We got a lot of angry drivers. Just seems like everyone's mad at the world, huh?
I don't have the ability to listen to the radio. Well, I mean, I do, but
you shouldn't.
Yeah.
for broadcast purposes and some cussing. I don't think there's some.
I don't want JCTV to get canceled.
Especially with some of the characters we got in this league. They say some interesting stuff that might get us canceled for sure. I might be one of those stupid characters.
So here's a live view. You did mention how Bogey is still on his side on the back straightaway. This is the live view.
Oh my goodness.
I think
he's got.
He towed.
I think he had every right to sit there and just reflect on everything that's gone on. I guess that's my fault too, isn't it?
Yep. It was a jinx.
I don't think that's fair because the whole dang field wrecked.
We talked about how the Radius guys were doing good, and all but Justin Rand was taken out. Watch out.
You got David Duran back there.
Watch out, Justin. You're next.
You got David Duran. I see XASCAR fans still no damage. I didn't jinx all of them. It was hard not to jinx the whole field there.
That one was by far the humongous, the gigantic, the colossal.
One of the biggest ones we've seen on JCTV. Well, at least for me commentating. I'm usually commentating the plate races because I ain't racing them.
So, coming to the choose cone. This will be attempt number 1 at a green-white checkered, and this will be attempt number 1 at doing so.
We needed all 3 yesterday. You think we need all 3 today?
Oh, we needed all 3 and more yesterday.
Yeah, we did need him more. You're right. We ended under caution.
Oh, man.
Oh man, it's. I mean, this has got to be wild. I mean, I see a lot of tore up racetracks. Some that are up front.
The unpredictability of super speedway racing.
The only thing that was predictable was wreck was going to happen.
Pace truck will be coming down to the safety of pit road. And I highlight the word safety more than ever. Into the restart zone, Justin Durand will lead us to the green flag. 2 laps to go here in the BrakeLaster.com Racing Experience Dega Dash. And Yahoo is right.
I don't know what in the world.
I don't think Andrew Davis knows what in the world. He's just a ping pong ball.
Well, all I know is that I love Justin Durand with basically no help behind him. Somehow, some way.
Here goes Poland!
Oh, they're wrecking. Trevor Burns, I see around. They're wrecking again.
And caution.
Oh, goodness. Yeah, we might need 3 and then some. We've seen this a lot lately with, races going green being crazy, whether it be a short-ish bike track or a short track straight up or a big old 2.5 mile oval like this where you will have a lot of greens and then caution breeds cautions at the end.
It's just a stack up on top.
Yeah, that was. Ooh-wee.
So the field will be coming to the 1 to green this time by. And we're going to re-rack him, restack him. And in the words of Larry Mack, hold them belts tight one more time, boys.
You might need to do it 20 more times because, oh my goodness, this is this has been a wild one. And just to clean up a little, Andrew Davis was given a EOL for that last restart because I think that constitutes as changing lanes before the start-finish line.
So one thing's for certain, it's going to be Maggio that's going to be the control truck. Fuller could be on the front row.
It all depends on that choose, but second to choose. Matthew Stotts is doing a great job of keeping his truck clean. He's right there behind Justin Duran. Justin Duran fell far on that restart pretty quickly, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. And Maggio and Fuller take the bottom.
I'm sure he was not impressed with the help we had behind him and everything the way that restart went down. I'm sure he's going to want to take that one back.
So it's going to be Poland and Kerfan on the top line. Justin Duran will be behind Kerfan. How about Toasty? Old Matthew Tolster lining up third on the bottom with Matthew Stotts right behind him. This will be attempt number 2 at overtime. Who's gonna take a win and some extra playoff points? Space truck heading down to pit road. We are getting ready one more time here at Talladega in the BraytonLannister.com racing experience Dega Dash. Maggio pulling front row inside the restart zone. Green flag is back out once again underway here Talladega.
Toaster didn't get that great of a launch. It's going to affect that inside line's ability to push up.
It's Levi Poland. Those radius guys behind him.
Be tough. Now they got 3 of them lined up with the 57 Brandon Hinton getting shuffled out. You know they're going to go work with each other.
Yeah, and this track is wide enough that Poland might be a sitting duck.
Yeah, the inside line got a great run down that backstretch, though.
Here we go, Nathan Fuller moving to the outside. He's got help from Toaster.
Yep.
Poland moves up. Kerfan goes with him.
No, thank you.
White flag is out. Last lap here at Talladega. Poland clear of the top line. He goes down to the middle. Fuller does not allow him in. They're going to touch. They are 4 wide. Maggio controlling this race right now. Here comes Kerfan on the outside.
The radius truck's all the way on the outside.
Maggio goes down. Now Fuller leading the middle line. He's got push from Tolster. They're coming off turn 4. Maggio moves up to the middle line.
Oh my goodness, this is
Fuller moving to the outside. They're wrecking.
Behind them, everyone.
BraytonLannister hard on the wall. It's going to be Maggio. Garcia Garcia still shuffling.
Churchinsmeyer, no way. He found a way to finish third. I have a feeling there's not going to be a lot of happy drivers after this race.
So it is Maggio, Riley Garcia, Jonathan Jurgensmeyer, the top three. That was the BrightLaster.com racing experience Dega dash of all time.
Yeah, it was crazy. That was an insane finish there. I can't believe it.
Crazy that Ryan Bogey is on track.
Unflipped over.
So, yeah, that was interesting.
A lot of angry drivers, but I don't think Maggio cares.
Let's go ahead and tell everybody our unofficial results. Steven Maggio finishing first. Riley Garcia coming home second. Jonathan Jurgensmeyer third. William Kemp fourth. Levi Poland fifth. Brayton Laster sixth. David Durand, my pick to win, seventh. Brandon Hinton eighth. Andrew Elias ninth. And Tyler Watermolen finishes 10th.
Oh, how does it always turn out like this? The Mississippi Missile, I get to say his name again, finished 11th. Shane O'Neill finished in 12th. Dawson Allen finished 13th. Justin Durand in 14th. Josh Arnold finished 15th. Justin Rotten 16th. Jacob Locklear in 17th. Brett Bennett in 18th. Matthew Stotts ended up in 19th. Round out top 20 is the defending champion, Ethan Fonseca Moreno.
21st, Michael Kruger. 22nd, Tristan Maher. Andrew Davis, 23rd. Donald Stern, 24th. David McConnell, 25th. Sean Cassane, 26th. Jared Wilson, 27th. Trevor Burns, 28th. Matthew Tolster, 29th. And Nathan Fuller, who was right up there in the mix, coming to the end of it, finishes in 30th.
I think, just hearing on the radio, I think he might have hit the X limit. And that put him back there. I would have to go back and check, but Kurt Fan finished 31st. I don't even know how he ended up a lap down. I guess he ended up never finishing crossing the line. 32nd was Ryan Bogey. 33rd, Dalton Kelly with his issues. 34th is McCorkle. 35th is Cameron Caldwell. 36th, Matt Steiner. 37th, Hunter Peach. 38th, Alonso Chicano. 39th, Christopher Melton with his engine issue. 40th was Dakota Knoll. And Kim Field, unfortunately, didn't get the start. Just says he's 41st, but he didn't get the start.
And I do get the opportunity to see how many incident points drivers have. I did see that
there's quite a lot of right close to it, wasn't it?
Fuller has 17.
Yeah, Fuller, Andrew Davis, and Matthew Toaster were at 17 or above.
All right, well, go ahead and bring in our drivers to interview. And you know what, John? How about you take third place, Jonathan Jurgensmeyer?
Sure, I got him. Hey, Jurg, I did not think I'd be interviewing you after the way that race went for you being in the outside wall. Just tell me the perseverance you had to get through that carnage.
I mean, I had a meatball under green with about 60 laps to go. I don't know what happened. I never looked at the replay, but I was put in a pretty bad spot. I was 2 laps dead at one point. There was so many times I thought I was about to get the free pass, and then and then someone goes a lap down right before they wreck. There's a lot of frustration there, a lot of stuff. But when I got on the lead lap, I mean, I was fully repaired. I didn't have that much damage, despite having a meatball, but I was fully repaired by the end, and I mean it only took one caution. I thought it'd take another one to get up there, but I mean just sticking on the bottom, and then they all wrecked on the front stretch. I mean, it's I'm excited. I'm happy with third, especially being 1 lap down, 34th with 5 laps to go.
It's very big for you because I mentioned this. When you got that meatball, this is, you're doing very good in the points right now. But one bad race, and how many drivers there are. If you would have finished in the 30s, that would have been bad. Just how big a weight off your shoulders, knowing you don't got to worry about these dumb play tracks anymore. You could just go out there and do what you normally do and try and make these playoffs.
Yeah, I mean, I was thinking to myself. I mean, I'm only 48 over the cut line, despite being third in points. I'm still in a pretty bad spot, but I mean, it's big. I don't think I have to worry about points the rest of the season. I'm pretty sure I'll be points leader. So I mean, it's just going to the better tracks where I can drive the car a little more. I'm excited for the rest of the season.
Yeah, any sponsor shout outs you want to give?
Shout out Steven Maggio. I mean, he came into this race, just because he wanted to race with me and Justin, and I mean, he put on a show. He drove really, really well, and I'm really excited for him. But besides that, Duncan Fall, he made all the Godink schemes, and shout out Justin Rod also being.
Justin Wainwright Bikini, you bet. That's your third place finisher, Jonathan Jurgensmeyer. Thank you.
Thank you, brother.
And that was Jonathan Jurgensmeyer. And catch up with Riley Garcia. Hey, Riley. Second place finish tonight. What a wild one out there.
Yeah. Yeah, it was.
This race, I mean, there were 3 wide, several rows deep at times. What was it like just, trying to stay calm and all that?
It was definitely crazy and chaotic up there, and especially there were a number of times where I felt like, man, I really do not feel like I need to be in the middle of this. So I tried to drop back, and honestly, dropping back a couple of times out of the pack saved me. But it was just insane. It was fun being in it, but it was a little hectic and scary. I'll give it that.
Yeah, it looked really hectic and scary out there. But coming to the white flag, I believe you gained, 8 positions on the last lap? So just walk us through that last lap for you.
It was just I decided, hey, I found an opening on the bottom. I figured that was just going to be my best shot around. I planned on kind of staying on the top side, but when I decided I just need to be on the bottom instead, and so that was basically coming to the white flag, I think. And I was basically just kind of hoping, as long as I don't wreck it, I'll just bring it to a good finish here. As long as I don't wreck it, I'll be fine. And then I don't really know what happened there. I have to just go back and look at it. But basically, when they all just kind of wrecked, I just kind of had to drop down onto the apron just to hopefully not get hooked. For a second, when I saw them wreck, I thought, man, I might have this thing. But I mean, hey, Pichu, that's great. Good for Steven now.
All right, sponsors, shout outs. Who gets it done for you?
I'd like to thank the team, PRG Motorsports. Thank my teammate Hunter Peach. He was there trying to help me out through it. I'd like to thank everybody watching. Everyone that runs the league. Really, don't have any sponsors at all. I don't really know what to do this. I didn't think I'd be in this scenario. I like to just thank everybody watching, everybody that runs this. It was definitely fun.
Alrighty, well, hey, congrats on the runner-up finish, and we'll see you next time out there.
Thank you.
This is Riley Garcia, your runner-up here tonight, and Jonathan Parker is right where he is used to being, and that is down in victory lane with our winner.
Yeah, Steven Maggio with victory lane. I'll tell you what, you should go back and watch before we even start. You should go back and watch this a little bit, because me and Josh were talking about how every time you were pushing someone, they ended up going to the lead, and that's pretty impressive at these plate tracks. And that, I think that helped put you in position. Just walk me through your plan all day and how you got into victory lane.
Yeah, I mean, I think I'm a better pusher than leader, probably. I didn't want to be in the back in case there was a wreck, so I just, anytime I was back there, I was saying I'm going to go 3 wide and push whoever's up there. I don't care who it is. Want to get to the front. And then, yeah, I was at the front, and then I was on the inside for a while because I think inside is better than outside when you're trying to avoid wrecks. And obviously we were getting towards the end of the race, and I didn't want to be involved in a wreck, so I was just chilling on the inside. And with that big one, I don't know what happened. I know it definitely started off of my right front. I don't know if the middle came down or if I came up a little bit, or maybe we just met in the middle. I thought I was low, though. I don't think I really washed up too much if I did. But that took out like literally my entire team. But then I still had Justin and Andrew behind me. But then Andrew, he said he spun his tires, I guess so. But he had a really, really bad restart. And then I was kind of alone after that for the final restart. And I mean, I'm new here, so I don't know the teams or anything. So I was just saying, well, I'm just going to assume everyone's going to work against me. So I just figured if I go high, if I block high too early, I'm going to get left out to dry. So I'll just try to stay on the inside. I had some nice side drafts down the backstretch to make sure no one could clear me. And then, yeah, the second time down the backstretch, they were like 5 wide behind me. And I was just like, who could possibly have a run when they're 5 wide? So I was just going in front of whoever was farthest ahead. And then we came back down to the tri-oval, and I saw someone go really high. I was like, I have no chance to block that guy, so I'm going to go back down to the bottom. And he was giving me a push for like a half second, and then they all wrecked behind me. And thankfully I wasn't involved in that. But yeah, it was pretty fun. I mean, I thought I was in a good spot when I had all my teammates, and then they were all gone, and I still got it done, so I'll take it. Thank you, Justin and Ethan, for all the goat paint schemes, and Duncan Fall. They looked good out there, and I have mine's for Carla, which is Affleck car. That's what mine was based off of.
Should have put that together. I
didn't. Thank you to Justin for inviting, or not Justin, Jurg for inviting me to the league. And yeah, I mean, it's fun. Everyone likes to win in their first start.
Yeah, that's my next question, because you won in your first start. And I seem like one of them. You should show up more.
Yeah. I'm sure they all won't be super speedways, but I am definitely going to try to show up more. It was very fun. I think people race respectfully, which I always enjoy. Can't wait to go watch the broadcast back. I haven't watched even the finish yet, so that should be really good.
Yeah, you go do that. We gave you a lot of compliments, so you should really like that. And hope to see you around. And you covered the shout-outs. You're very good at this interviewing thing. I think you're going to be around here for a while.
Thank you.
That was your winner, Steven Maggio. Thank you.
And what a finish. What a win for Steven Maggio.
He's even a winner in the interview.
Yeah.
You got the shout outs before I can even ask him. Wow, he's a professional. I remember the first time you asked me that, I was like, what the flippity flop are you asking me?
Oh man. Yeah, I think you got pretty good at it though.
I hope so. Apparently, I'm good at playing the heel because me and Dylan Park have a real man. We really can't stand each other, obviously. And I played the heel pretty good after Darlington. I didn't think I could do that. And yeah, I'm pretty bad about cussing though. Sorry.
You and your not brother Dylan Parker.
It's funny because when it's like you sign up to be a race car driver, you don't necessarily sign up to do all the media stuff, but we gotta do it for the fans, gotta do it for the broadcast, build a brand. I've learned to love it though.
You know, I've heard drivers say, you know, one of the most frustrating things is to get into a wreck, go into the infield care center, and immediately when you walk out, you've got a bunch of cameras and microphones in your face.
It's like, how do you think I feel? I just ended up in a concrete wall.
But I think that's going to do it from us here tonight. What a wild race this was. 7 cautions total for 21 laps. 99 laps was the official distance of this race for a scheduled 94. The BrainLaster.com racing experience, a Dega Dash, was an experience, that's for sure. Big thank you to all the fans, drivers, and the admin team. Yes, I'm shouting myself and Jonathan Parker out there too. But you know, the admin team, even Dawson, Cam, Adam, you, Jonathan Parker, myself. You know, it's a team effort, and I think this league is a pretty cool one to be a part of. So, big shout out to everybody that helps keep this league going. I have a lot of fun doing this, and you know, on behalf of Jonathan Parker and our entire outstanding crew at JCTV, want to thank you. Hope you have a great night. Stay safe, and we will see you next time.